Good morning. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Beauty Rehab. My name is Morgen Schick, and I want to help you navigate to feel your most beautiful, whether you are 18 or 88. This is a place where my 25 years as a Ford model, a makeup artist, an author, a creator of cosmetics, my own cosmetics line, I am going to use that to help you navigate your most beautiful self. So if you're thinking for 1 second, I don't enjoy my birthdays. I don't enjoy looking into the mirror. I don't look in the mirror and think, wow, what a gift today is. I love who I am. I love how I look, because we live in a visual society. So we have to understand that if we don't take, both hands and fix everything we can about how we look, we might be leaving something on the table. So this is Beauty Rehab, and I am Morgen Schick, and this is Lifestyle Talk Radio Network. Call me at 888-454-3378, 888-454-3378. You can also email me at morgenschick.com. That's Morgan with an E, Schick.com, and Twitter, Morgen Schick, Instagram, Morgen Schick, at Morgen Schick. And call me and talk to me about what questions or just dilemmas that you have attaining your most beautiful self. And I really quickly, because I want to get to a first caller right away, but I really want to talk to you guys about your soundtrack. What does that mean, a soundtrack? I believe that every woman should have their own soundtrack. That is the music in their head, that when you walk down the street, you feel like $1 million. Or I guess now a million's devalued, so let's go with $1 billion. Let's go with $1 billion with a B. And I feel like when you have your soundtrack, the music of your life, the music, or even just that day, you walk with a bigger step. You sway with some swagger. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who's been battling some really bad health problems. And she has, for 12 years, has been, battling a dire health problem. And she's finally feeling pretty good. And I was telling her about, I really want you to be able to feel as grateful to be alive and look in the mirror and not see disease. And I told her I would take her shopping, and I didn't think she'd take me up on it, and she called me and she said, I'm ready. And you guys, my heart was so full because I was so happy that she was ready. And we went shopping, and I took a bunch of clothes for her, and she was she's been on so many crazy drugs that she's been, kind of bloated on steroids for a really long time, and she was the sweetest, most beautiful figure, but she's been covering up for years because of all these drugs. So she's finally feeling a little bit better, and I said, you got to look in the mirror and get rid of the old baggage. You got to look in the mirror, and you got to trust me to see what I see. You got to look in the mirror and hear your soundtrack. And she did it. She tried. She looked in the mirror, and I swear I was about ready to cry. She looked in the mirror, and she was like, all right, so what do you see about me in this shirt? And what do you see about me? And is it my waist? And is it the hips? Or do I look fat? And blah, 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 blah. And she didn't. She looked amazing. Let's get away from the fact that she's alive, and we're so grateful to have that. But she listened, and she told me her song that was her soundtrack, and it lit up her face. And she changed in that moment. So I want that for you. I want you to think about your favorite song. Think about a song that makes you smile. You can change your song tomorrow if you want, but think about one song today that makes you smile. Mine, when I walk down the street, is Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. I know, whatever. No judgment on your theme song. Mine is Staying Alive because it's got a great beat, and I walk to it, and I feel like $1,000,000. And I feel like, no, I'm invincible. Okay, I want to go quickly to a call. This is Laura. I want you all to get your soundtrack going. Hi, Laura. Welcome to Beauty Rehab. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Laura, have you ever had a theme song, a soundtrack?
You know, it sounds really corny, but it has to be RuPaul, You Better Work.
No, that's not corny at all. I mean, come on, I'm doing the Bee Gees. Really? RuPaul's fantastic. And tell me why that song. What does it do for you inside?
I mean, it just completely empowers you and makes you feel like you're on a catwalk every single time, and you have to exude some confidence every time you do anything.
You better work. And it's got a great strong beat, so you can start to get your little hips going and your swagger going. I'm so proud of you that you've got a theme song, because I got to tell you, most people are like, what? How? What?
I know.
And it makes a difference, and it really changed my friend like instantly. So I'm so proud of it. You've fantastic theme song. I'm actually going to have to recommend You Better Work because it's a great one. I love it. All right, tell me what I can help you with. I'm so proud. You're already like to the head of the class.
All right. Well, my question is, I know that you've done makeup, had makeup done to you. My problem or my issue that I want to improve on is my eyes. I always have like dark circles under my eyes. How can I get those to just, look fantastic? Like I see some celebrities and I know they have dark circles under their eyes, but under those pictures, I mean, it doesn't show a thing. And every time I do something, to me, it just looks like I'm not doing it right. What's the best advice that you could give me? Okay. So
I want to get to know you a little bit better and know what you're. Now, have you always had them?
Yeah.
Or did they get darker? Like when you went through puberty, did they get darker?
Yeah, after I went through puberty, and I actually have 2 kids, so after that, they kind of got a little darker.
Okay, so they got a little darker. And then are your eyes, Laura, are they puffy and dark or just dark?
Just dark.
Okay. Okay, and it's really a bummer because when you see your face in the mirror, you immediately go right to those eyes, right?
Exactly.
And and I'm going to tell you this, the honest to God truth, is that that when people look at you, they don't look at the dark circles. They see your whole self, and they see the energy of your theme song. You got that, right?
Really?
Yes, it's true. Most people, when they tell me they have dark circles, I think to myself, I didn't even see them until you told me. So I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, that most of our biggest issues, no one would ever know if we didn't point them out.
Oh.
That's not saying we don't have to fix them. I'm just saying, when you look in the mirror, I want you to step back 4 feet and I want you to squint. And that's what most people see. They see a smile, they see your hair, and they might see a bright colored outfit. That's really what people see. I know it sounds crazy, but I still want to fix them. Now listen, do you tell me what type of skin you have? Do you have medium tone skin? Do you have ethnic skin? Do you have super Caucasian skin? What are we working with on the rest of your face?
Very ethnic skin, olive toned. It is kind of oily. I mean, whenever I try to put on some makeup, it literally comes off in less than an hour. Okay. Whatever brand it is. Okay,
so we're not going to put foundation on your face, but what I do want you to look for is first of all, a night cream that has some licorice root or some dandelion root. And both of those are natural skin lighteners.
Okay.
And the other thing I want you to do is I want you to look for a pan makeup a pan concealer that is only one shade darker than your skin color. I'm sorry, lighter than your skin color. Only one shade.
Okay.
And I want you to mix an eye cream with that and tap it under your eye and around the center, around your eye socket. You don't have to powder it because you've got oily skin. Just use a tiny amount. It should be very dry on your fingertip, but you have to warm it up.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I wish I had more time for you for us to get deeper into this, but I want you to try those two things and then call me back. Will you do that?
That was excellent. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Call me back and enjoy. You better work.
You better work.
We'll be right back, ladies. We will be right back. Thanks for calling, Laura. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. My name is Morgen Schick, and this is Beauty Rehab. I am so happy to be able to share and spend this time with you and be able to espouse some of the wisdom that 25 years as a Ford model, a makeup artist, an author, and a creator of my own line of makeup and skincare has bestowed on me. It is a tough world that we live in because it is increasingly more visual, and I really want to impart on. I am a huge believer in the energy that you put out in the world is how people react to you. So you need to be good, and you need to be kinder than the next person. Kindness matters. But we live in a visual society, and it's increasingly more visual, meaning that there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's people taking videos and pictures all the time. And we live in a visual society, and with this, and you have to believe that you are taking care of yourself and giving you your best shot at being your most attractive. Now, I'm saying that if you have an ugly heart and if you are a mean person and you cannot get along with other people in the sandbox, you need to clean that up first. But once you've got any issues that you're working on kind of figured out, I want you to look in the mirror and see the most beautiful person, the prettiest version of you, no matter what you are, 18 to 88, okay? So this is a time for us to be able to explore how to get you there. And we were just talking about your theme song or your soundtrack, the song that plays in the back of your head so you feel like you've got a kick in your step. Like you feel your sexiest, you feel your prettiest, you feel your yummiest, warmest, all of that. And I want you to think about that today because I want everyone to have a theme song. I know Staying Alive by the Bee Gees makes me feel as corny as it is. And Laura just called in and she said hers is by RuPaul, You Better Work. And I love that because it's got a great beat and you can actually feel empowered. So you want your theme song to be something that empowers you. And I think you can laugh at me and make fun of me, but when you put a great song in your head and you walk down the street, I'm telling you, it makes you feel good about your life. It makes you feel good about who you are. All right, I think it's called, your name is Britton? Is it
Yep.
Britton? Oh, I love that name.
Thank you.
Where were all these cool names when I was trying to name my kids?
You know what's funny, though, is my first name and my middle name, which my middle name is Kimera. It was the last name of the two doctors that delivered me in the hospital. So. Which is good because my mom was going to name
me nothing.
Gertrude. So.
What did she was going to name you? She was going to name you Gertrude?
Gertrude, yeah. Could you,
which is kind of cool nowadays, but I don't know. I think that
Gertie
is terrible.
Is never cool.
Oh, Gertie could be cool. Gertie, but you got to have so much. You have to have a badass soundtrack to be named Gertie.
I agree.
Okay, do you have a soundtrack, Britton? Do you have a soundtrack? Do you have a song that makes you come alive?
I don't. The song that goes through my head right now is that Katy Perry "Roar." Man, that's my current soundtrack. I think.
Okay.
Right now.
I love that soundtrack. My kids agree with you, and I think she actually wrote that song based on that you want to have something in your head that makes you empowered, and so I feel like you picked a great one. You picked a great one. I know. I kind of need to update my soundtrack, I guess.
Don't pick yourself.
Staying alive. All right, Britton. So tell me what your question is. What can I help you with?
Well, I feel in the mornings that I'm always in a rush to get to work, constantly. And there's times when I go to work literally with my hair in a ponytail, no makeup on, nothing. So I guess I need kind of your help or guidance to tell me, like, in 10 minutes, like a short amount of time before I leave the house, what few things can I do that's going to make me feel beautiful and ready for the day?
Okay. So, do you have kids? Are you trying to juggle a million things, or is it just that it's the last thing you think of it?
I don't have kids, but I do juggle a million things. I'm very active and very involved in things, and I've got just so much going on my plate all the time. And literally myself and how I look is the last thing I think about before I leave the house.
Yeah, and that's got to stop.
I'd rather be on time than, fluff.
But you're a conscientious person, so you understand that you want to be on time because that shows people that you care about their time. I love that because I know a lot of pretty people that are always late, and I'm like, okay, you can't spend an hour on your outfit because you make me feel like you don't care about my time. So I love that you are conscientious about your time, but I believe that how you look and how you present yourself out to the world will shows people how you want to be treated. So what I want you to do is when there is a block of time that you have, I want you to have your go-to hairdo. It can be a ponytail, but you need to maybe figure out what a cool part in your hair would be, like a very, very drastic side part or a perfectly placed middle part, something that makes your ponytail look like you took time to do it. Cool ponytail holders. You can buy them at any drugstore now where you can do a ponytail but then pull your hair at the end and make a little fake bun at the back. Okay. Something like that. And then I want you to find your 5-minute, and it could be even less than 5 minutes, it can be a 3-minute makeup routine. And what that is you can do blush, you can do your mascara, you can do a lip stain that will last all day so you won't have to reapply it. These are all drugstore brands. You can get your what? You can get these really easy. So you just do the inside of the corners of your eyes, inside sockets with concealer. Tap it with your ring finger, warm it up, blend it out, put on a little blush so you smile, apples of your cheeks. You want a cream blush so it kind of melts into your skin so you don't have to be as precise. You can get a stain or a lip gloss, and I want you to look for peachy pink. It looks great on every person, and it brightens up your face instantly if you don't have time for eye makeup.
Oh, okay.
Okay, peachy pink. I've
never tried peachy pink ever.
Peachy pink on a warm. I want you to think warm rose. You see, warm rose is not too pink, but it's also not too orange. Okay. But I want you to practice this when you have time, so when you don't have time, you are using your go-to 3-minute face every single morning. It is the face that you're going to use that you could do in your sleep. I want you to practice it because and then I want you to see the way people treat you when you've got a little bit of polish on, just a little bit of polish on I don't mean it on nail polish, I mean polished look.
Okay.
Britton, I want you to try this, practice it, make it a 3-minute thing, and then I want you to call me back and let me know how you felt about looking in the mirror and how people treated you after you had your little polished makeup routine done.
Okay, I will do that.
Thank you so much for your call. That was a really good one.
I appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. We'll be right back. Come back. We got more time for you to ask questions and learn something. Hi, welcome back. This is Beauty Rehab, and I am Morgen Schick, and I'm so happy that you are with me. When I was a model, when I first started modeling, and I was with Ford Models for 25 years, and I'm still working even though I'm 49 years old. I'm still working, and I'm still enjoying the lessons I learned that I had to learn because modeling is a tough business. And I always used it as a business. I was older when I started modeling, even though I was first kind of discovered when I was 16. I didn't really use it as a way to make money until I was about 23. It paid for school, though. I did work through college as a model. But I wanted to be a model because I didn't know what I wanted to do next. So I had to take everything what I thought was a problem, like my frizzy hair or my sensitive acneic skin or my, bigger size. I had to turn it into an asset because our society, and especially the modeling industry, can make you feel so insecure and worthless because your physical being is your commodity. So I took all of that and I use it now to make me feel good about aging, feel good about the person I am, and that's what I want to teach you. So my 25 years of modeling and the pain and the suffering that I went through to learn the tricks and learn how to make myself look as good as I possibly could, all was kind of like adding to my resume. So I want you to be able to get these tricks and tips, and so that's why I do beauty rehab, and that's why I wrote my first book, and that's why I do TV all the time, teaching how to navigate aging and being your most beautiful every single day. So I hope that you will take this opportunity to ask me a million questions or just tell me what it is like to be in your skin and look in the mirror from your point of view. I want you to feel the most beautiful you could ever feel. I want you to get the life you want. You deserve it. And I want to take a caller. I want to talk to Lillian. Hi, Lillian. I'm Morgan. Thank you so much for calling.
Hi, Morgan. Thank you so much for taking my call. You are such an inspiration.
Thank you. Hey, I feel like all of us girls, we have to support each other.
Well, thank you for teaching us all your tips and tricks.
Thank you.
I am at the age where I'm starting to get fine lines and just aging is starting to be more visible. I'm 43. And my usual makeup routine just doesn't seem to work as well with my powder foundation and powder eyeshadows. And also I feel there's a lot of pressure these days to go the medical injectables route, but I'm trying to hold off as long as possible. Do you have any suggestions?
Lillian, thank you so much for calling, and thank you for these really important questions, because I think what you are asking and what you are noticing is what all of us are noticing. So you are doing a big service for all your other girlfriends out there. So let's tackle them, because what I want you to know first and foremost is that it's important for us to consistently care about what we look like, or when you are 47, 48, you fall off a cliff. I mean, it's amazing. I see it every day when I am with other models that I worked with, and I'm 49, and I see they might have gotten a pass 42, 43, but starting 45, 46, everything you did or didn't do lays on your face. So I want you to do a couple things for me, and it's important. And I hope you don't. I hope you don't derive your self-esteem from a few fine lines, because I don't want that to affect you. But what I do want you to know is that now is the time for you to get a handle on it. It's now. Mm-hmm. So there's a couple things you need to do. Number one, powder foundation sucks every bit of moisture off of your skin. So I am not a fan of mineral powder foundations, even though they are natural. Basically, any foundation that should be on your face should be coming from a pan, like a concealer. I do not believe in liquid foundation because I think it's your skin ingesting, thinking it's water, and yet it's sucking in polluted water. I do not like powder foundation because I feel like you moisturize your skin and then you put powder on it and it sucks the life out of your skin. So what do I recommend? I recommend using a concealer as your foundation, which means you would get one that is one shade lighter than your skin, and one that is the exact shade of your skin. So you can brighten up areas that have darkness, maybe around your eye sockets, under your eyes, around your nose, around your chin or mouth area, just one shade brighter. And then where your skin is just, you've got little dots or sunspots or whatever, or broken capillaries, you can just tap that concealer that's exactly your skin color on your skin.
Oh, okay.
To just match and blend.
So you actually recommend a shade lighter slightly to use as...
Yes, a shade lighter than your natural tone, because we want to brighten up the area on our bone structure that causes us to have natural shadows. Do you see what I'm saying? So
yes,
around the eye socket, around the nose area, around the mouth, just a little bit. You don't want to look like a clown. You just want to feel tap and blend, but your hands must be 100% clean, or you should use a Tack-On brush, which is a synthetic brush. Now, that's just the foundation part. That's just your coverage. But here's what I want you to do for your skin so you can combat those fine lines. Number one, at night, every night, you must be using either an alpha hydroxy or a retinoic acid night cream. You're 43. You need to start helping your skin exfoliate itself.
Okay.
And I want you to either use a Clarisonic or even a washcloth once or twice a week to give your skin a nice scrub. So you're doing an internal exfoliation with a glycolic, and you can get that from any drugstore that has alpha hydroxy acid, glycolic acid, beta hydroxy acid, whatever you can tolerate. I want you to start investigating with that, because that is what's going to combat your skin from getting wrinkles. Wrinkles is the skin not being exfoliated, so it is starting to wrinkle, so dried out.
Okay. That's great advice.
Okay? The other thing I want you to do is I want you to only clean your face at night. I do not want you to wash your face in the morning with another stripping agent. So you can pretend like you're washing your face in the morning with water and a washcloth, but you do not use a stripping agent. And then you put your regular sunscreen, serum, or moisturizer on your face. For 4 days, it's going to freak you out, okay, Lillian? You're going to be like, I'm so used to washing my face in the morning, but you don't get dirty at night. So stop stripping and over-processing your skin. Okay, so what did you get all this?
Oh, yeah.
A ton of information in a very short amount of time.
No, that's really brilliant. I totally got it. I'd love to hear more.
I know. Well, you listen. I'll be here. I'm here every other week, and that is what I'm here for. But what I really want you to understand, I want every woman to understand, is that we do not need injectables. Injectables look fake.
I'm so happy to hear that.
When I see a woman who has their lips and their eyes and their cheekbones injected, I feel sorry for her that she didn't look in the mirror and think that she was good enough. The most important thing you need is radiant skin. Radiant skin is youthful. You can do that by using an alpha hydroxy night cream, by not over-processing your face and not over-powdering your face. A radiant glow is worth all the Botox, all the fillers in the world. Fillers are distracting, and they make people think that you didn't look in the mirror and think you were good enough.
Right. Thank you so much. Brilliant. That's great advice.
I love that you called me. Thank you so much. I hope everybody else heard this, because, man, you gotta love your birthdays, and we can battle this aging thing. I promise I will walk you to the promised land. Come back. We'll be right back. This is Morgen Schick, and this is Beauty Rehab. Come back and talk to me, 888-454-3378. Hi there. Welcome back. I'm Morgen Schick, and this is Beauty Rehab. This is a great opportunity for me to just reiterate what I was talking about at the very beginning, your soundtrack. So everyone, I believe every woman, every man too, but this is the women's show, so I'm going to go with the girls. Everyone should have a soundtrack, and that is just music that just makes you come to life, makes you feel like you are singing that song, whether you can sing or not. I cannot sing at all. I cannot even sing Happy Birthday. I have the worst singing voice. But when I'm feeling great, I hear Staying Alive from the Bee Gees in my head. And when I walk down the street, I'm telling you, it is in my head, and I'm walking to the beat, and it makes me feel like $1 billion. So I really want you to have a soundtrack. And I was just talking to Lillian about some anti-aging ideas. She's 43. She's seeing fine lines and some skin issues, and thinking about doing fillers and stuff like that. And I got to tell you, Lillian, one of the things I forgot to say earlier when I was talking to you was, get yourself a soundtrack. The song that makes you come to life and helps you navigate how you walk through your day, that no one can get you out of your head when you're listening to this song in your head, okay? So I just want everybody to think about that. If you think it's corny, fine. Don't do it, but I'll tell you what, I feel like $1 billion when I have a soundtrack in my head, so maybe you want to try it someday. All right, I've got Shannon on the line. I'm dying to talk to Shannon. Hi, Shannon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, Shannon. Thanks for calling. How are you?
Great, thanks. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I've got a soundtrack. Shannon, do you have a soundtrack?
It's not necessarily specifically only for, my life, but yeah, absolutely.
So, but you get the idea of empowering you and making you feel like $1 billion every single day.
Yes.
Okay, good. See, you're already, like I said, you guys are at the head of the class. Maybe I was slow to the party, but, I have a soundtrack. I just haven't told people all the time that I think everyone should have one. So I just decided the other day that I was going to start telling everybody. All right, what can I help you with, Shannon? Tell me what's going on in your life.
Well, I dye my hair, and it is obviously really pricey, and I wanted to know if you think that box dye is really, I've never used box dye in my hair before, but if it really is as bad as they warn you that it is, or if that's just like a salon technique for you to come back, and if it is as bad, like what's a more cost-effective way to maintain my hair color?
Okay, wait, let's back it up. All right, so what's your natural hair color?
It is dark brown.
Okay, so you're naturally a dark brown. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, so you're a dark brown, and do you have any gray in your hair yet?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, okay. So you're dyeing your hair mostly just to cover up the stray grays?
That, and to just give it a little bit more of like a volume of color. Like there's like a red hue to what I dye. It's not red by any stretch, but it kind of gives it more depth.
Yeah, no. It just gives you a little bit of like a contrast. And also, when you do dye your hair, it does fill up your cuticle a little bit. So if you've got like thin or lifeless hair, adding color to your hair actually makes your hair thicker.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes, I've noticed that.
Okay, so right now, you don't have like this big, skunk stripe of gray hair that you are coloring every 3 weeks.
No, definitely not. I at most would need to do it about every 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. So what your question is when you are coloring it, can you use peroxide at home?
Yeah, because I'm looking for more cost-effective ways to do it, just stretching my dollar as much as I can.
Okay, so I believe everyone should know how to do their own hair at home.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go to the salon, have you been going to them for a long time?
I just switched hairdressers, but because I moved, but I was going to my previous one for over a year.
Okay, so what I want you to do is after you've been going there for a little while, I want you to ask for your formula.
Okay.
Okay? You can get it at Sally's, or you can get it almost anywhere. You can get it. And it is not difficult to know how to do your own hair.
Right.
It is literally a color and the peroxide. Now, the peroxide, I don't know what they mean by peroxide's bad for you. Peroxide, no. Do you want to sit with your hair with it on your scalp for hours at a time? No. But you can do, if you're not currently in the first trimester of pregnancy, other than that, I would say drinking a Diet Coke is probably harder on your system than the peroxide on your head for the 5 minutes or 10 minutes that you're using it. So I want you to learn how to, it's going to be a color or maybe 2 colors if it's a sophisticated salon. You're going to use either a 20 volume, a 30 volume, or a 40 volume. 40 volume has the most lift. 20 volume does a darker color. You might be using a 20 volume. It's a very easy, this is not rocket science. It sounds like it is when people are talking like 30-30 and 20-20 and all these other numbers, because all color is done by numbers. Like a 9 is a blonde and a 7 is a brunette, and but once you understand it, it's not complicated.
Okay.
You're going to go to Sally's Beauty Supply. You're going to get yourself a nice stiff brush. You're going to get yourself a plastic bowl. And I think one of the coolest things that I ever saw from my mother and her best friends is that they did each other's hair.
Uh-huh.
So if you've got a friend who's also coloring their hair and you want to save money for both of you, I would say every other time you color each other's hair.
Okay.
You watch your colorist, see what they do. If your colorist is mad at you, you just say, hey, I'm going on vacation, I just need my color.
Got it.
And if they don't do it for you, then you need a new colorist, because none of these colors are that difficult. And if someone's not working with you in order to be able to, for you to afford doing your own hair color, then there is a colorist out there that's just as talented that will help you.
Right. And it's not like I'm going to stop seeing my stylist. I mean, I need to get haircuts, and I'm not really going to trust myself to do that.
Don't cut your hair yourself.
Yeah, no.
And don't do your own highlights.
Okay.
I'm talking single process here.
Yeah, that's all I've been doing.
Don't get crazy. I've been in this business for 30 years, and I still don't do my own highlights. So Shannon, I am not telling you to do your own highlights or cut your hair. Just be clear. But I want you to take, I believe no one should be beholden to any professional out there. You need to learn it yourself. But if they won't help you, then you will find someone who will.
Okay, great.
Was that helpful?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, my gosh. Shannon, thank you for that, because I want everyone to be empowered to learn their own beauty ritual. Learn it so you do it yourself, so you're empowered, so you don't need to wait for an appointment or spend extra money, or it's not that difficult to do. Learn it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, you guys. I loved every minute of this show. We shared, we had fun, and we learned something, and now we all have a soundtrack. I can't wait to see you next time. I'm Morgen Schick. This is Beauty Rehab. Come back soon.